Hi, I'm Álvaro Henrique. I'm talking about some Brazilian composers that you should check out and their masterpiece. It's a tip for you who want to discover more Brazilian music. I'll talk about three of the main, we say popular guitarists because they play music that's mainly popular and at least in Brazil was played mainly in places like pubs, jazz clubs, and not in theaters or recital halls like we hear classical music. I'll talk about Garoto. Garoto was a child prodigy. He played first the banjo. Garoto means kid in Portuguese. His name is Anibal Augusto Sardinha. Like other videos I've posted before, I'll write the composer's names and the composition's names on the description so you can write them perfectly. Don't mind if you don't understand my pronunciation perfectly of the composer's names and the compositions. I'll have them written on the description. So, going forward, Garoto was a child prodigy. He was one of the main names in guitar writing in the 30s, 40s, and I, in my opinion, he is the guitar composer in all time, in all places, that incorporated better their harmonies by Debussy, Ravel, especially Debussy. And he uses them so idiomatically that in some of his pieces, like Jorge do Fusa, Fusa is 16th in Portuguese. How we call the 16th? No, not 16th, is 32nd. That's how we call it, 32nd Fusa. And in this work, Jorge do Fusa, the scale full of 30 seconds is a whole tone scale. So it uses one of the characteristics of the Debussy music, and he uses so idiomatically that if you know that piece, if you have heard that before, you probably are thinking that I'm talking bullshit. But go to the score, check that out, and you hear that it's there. Also, the harmonies he uses a lot of Debussy harmonies in his works, and he uses in such a way that it doesn't sound something as if he was imitating. No, it sounds as if those had to be the notes. So I believe he's the composer who better incorporated on the guitar world the harmonies of Debussy especially. So you should check him out, especially if you like this harmonic atmosphere of Debussy music. His three main pieces are Jorge do Fusa, which I just said, Lamentos do Morro, and Gente, Humilde. This piece later got some lyrics and is one of the most known, most famous songs in Brazilian repertoire. You can sing them on the streets and people know for sure. Those works are published by GSP Guitar, very good publication, so it's quite easy to have his music, try them out, and I'm sure you're going to love it. There are some recordings of his music, including some complete recordings of his music, so you should check out Garoto, Anibal Augusto Sardinha. Other composer I would say is Laurindo Almeida. Laurindo replaced Garoto in the bands that accompanied Carmen Miranda, and during one of Carmen Miranda's US tours, Laurindo stayed in the US and lived most of his time in the US. This is probably one of the reasons why even during his life, Laurindo was forgotten or not known in Brazil. So although he has a large production for the guitar and he blends well choro music, popular music, with classical music, but especially Baroque music. Not so much classical in the sense of Mozart, but mainly Baroque music, especially Vivaldi music. He blends a lot of Vivaldi with Carnival. That's Laurindo Almeida. And but he really needs some rediscovery. He has many works. He had his own publishing company, so it's very possible to buy his scores. Some of them are out of catalog, but you can find them on some good websites like sheetmusicplus.com or gspguitar.com. There are some websites which you can find these old editions of his music. You can find all the music he composed. He has one concerto for guitar and orchestra, which it's a piece that I would play this November in Germany, but we had to cancel due to the COVID-19. I hope next year we can perform this work. And it's difficult to tell you which are the masterpieces of Laurindo Almeida because we lack some more knowledge on his total works. It's also very difficult to find other people playing his music, but you can listen to his recordings, you can check that this music is published, and it's great music waiting for guitarists to take the dust off and make them alive once more. I'll end with Baden-Powell. Baden-Powell was one of the very best guitarists Brazil ever produced. He was a genius. Unfortunately, he also had some drinking problems, so be patient if you listen to some recording which is not good. He had some problems with drinking, and he released some recordings which he shouldn't, but he has amazing recordings as well. So it's quite easy to find recordings which Baden-Powell reveal why he was one of the very best guitarists Brazil ever produced. His main works is his Afro Sambas Cycle. It's a set of songs for guitar and singing with percussion. He always played it with percussion, very unique percussion. And these works are evoke or are inspired by Afro-Brazilian gods. These Afro-Brazilian religions that are still active nowadays. And he later made arrangements of those songs for solo guitar. One of the most known pieces is Berimbau, but it has several others, and you should check out. There is a website maintained by one of his sons, which you can download for free PDF scores of his arrangements, including some arrangements for solo guitar of his music, including the Afro Sambas. I'll put the link on the description.